What's up guys, Omar here, broker and CEO of Alden Mortgage and Ome Realty. So this is going to be your mortgage rate update. And then also, home buyers. Are women about to outpace men on buying homes? And why are single women, not married women, single women buying homes at a record pace faster than men? I mean, mainly because, guys, we're stupid and women are much smarter than us. And I'll let you know exactly. We're gonna ask some main questions of exactly why they are. And I'm not trying to do this as a sexist thing, okay? So before you guys go crazy in the comments, all 80 something subscribers that I have, absolutely nothing. This is not a sexist thing. I was just curious of why it was shifting from one to another, asking the simple questions. Why are they? Why are single women purchasing homes at a pace that is a lot quicker than men? What are the parameters behind that? So why are women buying real estate faster? So let's go ahead and look at the mortgage rate update as of 8/18/2022. We're going to be pricing out 10 different mortgaging products. 30-year fix will be sitting, and they all kind of went up. 30-year fix will be sitting at 4.92%. 15-year fix will be sitting at 3.83%. 30-year high balance will be sitting at 5.37%. DSCR loan, which is a debt service covered ratio loan. This is a loan where we use your income producing property, the rental income that's coming in from the property, to go ahead and qualify you on the income versus the debt that's going out, and then we go ahead and do a ratio based off of that. We typically like to see 1.25 and above. 1.15 is still okay, but to give you an idea what a ratio is, if you got $1,000 coming in rental and $1,000 going out as principal, interest, and tax and insurance, that's going to be a 1-to-1 ratio. So you could do the math on whatever you're looking at. Bank statement loan, this is another one of the non-qualified mortgage, non-agency loan. This is going to be sitting at 7.75%. That is going to be based off of the total debits you have going out of your bank statement versus the total credits, deposits that you have going on. FHA 30-year fix will be sitting at 4.27%. 7/6 adjustable rate mortgage will be sitting at 5.21%. 7/6 adjustable rate mortgage just means that it stays fixed interest only for 7 years, then adjusts every single 6 months after that, according to the rate and the cap in your product. So at the end, if you, instead of that 6, if you see it like a 7/1 or a 10/1 or a 5/1, that'll be every year, not every 1 month. It'll be every year. USDA, which is a zero down payment mortgage product, that'll be sitting at 4.31%. VA 30-year fix, that is a loan product for veterans. That is also a zero down payment program. That is sitting at 4.35%. And then the hard money fix and flip will be sitting at 9.67%. That's if you want to go ahead and get into, dabble into the real estate world and try to flip a house. That is a loan product that you could do. It's typically a short-term loan. You could go ahead and buy, sell it, or buy, fix it, and then sell it if you want to, or you could rent it, whatever you want to go ahead and do. But, hey guys, shameless plug real fast. 50% commission rebate. Any of the mortgage products that I just stated and more. If you had any questions, link in the description below. 0% listing on selling your current home. Link in the description below. Let's get on with the video. But let's go ahead and see why I say that women are a lot smarter than it comes to men. Now, the reason why I say, mind you, if you are a savvy investor, if you're a man and you're watching this and you're a savvy investor and you could take that capital instead of putting it in a down payment and you could go out and make a better return on it in something else, in a Vanguard or whatever, day trading that you might do, whatever it is, in crypto, well, I don't care, whatever it is, then that's a different story. But when you're doing apples to apples, rental versus total house expenses going out, we're gonna go ahead and see why they are. Now, the common financial sacrifices that home buyers make. Now, single women way smarter. Like I said, they're way smarter. They make more sacrifices than they do men. Because men, we typically don't make any sacrifices for anything. We're pretty like, we're content with just renting as a whole, especially like, with the financial burden of owning a home. It doesn't make sense, even though you get some tax breaks when it comes to the mortgage interest rate that you could write off at the end of the year. But you're like, I don't want to be tied into one place. I don't want to do it. So 32% of men make no sacrifices. 42% single men, 42% single men make no sacrifices, which 32% of single men make no sacrifices. Cutting essential goods. Single women, they take the cake on that. They cut back on that. Cutting spending on entertainment, going out, having friends, doing whatever it is. They cut back on that, 22% versus 15%. Cutting spending on clothes. Is that right? Women sacrifice more? I mean, I'm going to assume that women spend way more on clothes than we do, I think. maybe. But they cut 21%, maybe because that expense is way higher on the women's side versus the men's side. Taking a second job, it's almost equal as far as taking making a sacrifice to get more income coming in. It's 5 to 6%. Paid minimum bills, it's pretty much the same, 5 to 7%. Canceled vacations, of course, women take the cake on that too. They'll cancel more vacations than men do because, well, we just like to go ahead and party. Now, this all makes sense and why I say that it's a smart thing, because if you just look at the median sale and home price, last year versus this year, right? Majority of people are like, I don't want to deal with rent payments. And then every single year, because that's a big thing, every single year rent, whenever you're renting at a place, rent does increase, especially if you're at one of those complexes. Now, majority of women like the stability, right? Stability of knowing how much they're going to pay every single month for the rest of their term. Some men don't really care. I'm gonna just speak for myself, and I'm just going by the numbers. Now, if you look at what it was 1 year ago, the median house sale price in the US as a whole was $366,900, opposed to $416,000 today, $411 in the Northeast, $278 in Midwest. The South was at $321, and then the West, where we're at, was at $569, $400. And you're like, okay, that's not that bad. But then when you look at the interest rates that have increased from last year until now, how much more you're gonna go ahead and pay, and then how much rental prices have gone up so far. It almost, if you bought 2, 3, 4 years ago from now, you'd be sitting pretty, you'd be golden. You don't have to worry about anything, because now the average medium home sale price is at $416. In the West, where we're at, it's went from $569 to $624. So that's not only are you paying an increased amount on home prices, but then you're gonna go ahead and pay more on interest. Now, we are speculative as far as home prices. Home prices do take a while for it to drop. Now, we also anticipate that the home prices will drop in the first quarter to second quarter of next month. We are keeping a close eye on exactly what China's doing, because China's being a big driving factor, because guess what? In China, people got so pissed off about this whole COVID zero rule or whatever it is. They started boycotting mortgages. They said, forget you, I'm not gonna pay these mortgages. I'm not gonna do anything. You guys could go kick rocks. I don't care. Now then we asked ourselves, well, how old are the people one versus another? Among all home buyers, single women, 51 compared to single men at 45. First time home buyers are 34 compared to men at 31. So men are actually buying at a less rate. Then we're gonna go ahead and see, the total. The total people purchasing homes, couples will outweigh it 9 times out of 10, and every single well, in this scenario it's 10 out of 10, but majority of the time couples will always outweigh it, because couples as a whole, they'll go ahead and try to build a family. They want to go do this, they want to go do that, but they want some sort of stability in their finances, because typically whenever people do get married, typically, I'm not saying everybody, I'm saying typically, you're anticipating that you're gonna have a couple of sex trophies out there, and you're about to go ahead and, you need some room to go ahead and expand. So you wanna go ahead and do the next steps, It is the sociological, not sociological, it's just what's expected, right? You go to school, you go get a college degree, you go find a girl, you marry the girl, you make some little, you bump some belly buttons, you go make a couple of sex trophies, and then boom, there you go. Now you got yourself a house. So that's what it is, but it has dropped. From 73% back in 1981, couples were typically the people who are buying homes, to 60% now. Now that is a direct correlation between people just taking a longer time to go out and get married. People aren't getting married in their late teens, early 20s, and it sounds weird when I say it out loud, but that's just the fact of the matter. Back in the 70s and 60s till versus now, the age gap between getting married and buying a home and starting a family is drastically different. 30 is the new 20, or in my world, I say the 40 is the new 20, or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm just in denial with myself. But single women are just more abundant. Single male, nobody sees the benefit, especially here in California. California, Los Angeles, Orange County, I think the divorce rate here is like at 75 or 65%. It's super duper duper high. It's not fun, and that's why majority of people are just not getting married. But then we go ahead and take a look at, let's see, what are the reasons that people are purchasing homes? Now, single men, versus single women. The total desire to go ahead and buy a home, well, men slightly edge out the pace on that at 36% versus 33%. Desire to be closer to family, well, that is a very major, that's an important thing, especially when you're having a family and your wife she's pregnant, she needs to stay close to her mother, which is very, very important, especially because postpartum stuff is no joke. Dude, I had no idea. Nobody prepared me for that postpartum stuff. I have 2 little sex trophies running around my house. I did not know how bad it was. So being close to family, which we made the move, well, we made a move twice. Went to San Francisco and now we're in Los Angeles. She wanted to be close to her family, whatever. If that's what you want, that's what you get. It's at 15% versus 7% on single men buyers. Now change in family situation, which then that is increased on 11% on women versus 10% on men. So then the next question is going to be, well, let's say, how many kids is it a kid issue? Do you have more kids with you? Like, are you a single mother or you're a single father or whatever it is? So 11% of single men buyers have kids under the age of 18 versus 8% on women. Single women buyers with multi-generational home is at 13% versus 17%. So that's not the case. That is not the case at all. Men typically have more kids under the age of 18. So then I had to ask my question, is it because men are making less than what women are making? Well, that's a big negative too. Single women are making $65,000 on average, according to all this is according to the National Association of Realtors. They're at $65,000 versus $78,000. This is not going to be one of those things where there's for feminists or whoever it is that is saying, oh, there's a price gap. I'm just giving you facts, that's it. Or if you want to go nuts in the comments, by all means, go ahead and do that. So the price or the total income as far as men versus women, the men are higher. So then I'm like, okay, well, if that's not the case, then how much are they purchasing from one to another? Single women buyers typically are purchasing homes at $230,000, which kind of reflects the total income that you have coming in, because your debt to income is going to have to go out and reflect how much money you're making or what's your purchase price. So this actually makes sense. $230,000 versus $249,000 as far as men goes. So to ultimate goal, why are women buying homes almost at a faster pace than women is as far as percentage goes? Well, mainly because you guys are just smart and we're stupid. And we need to have more dudes that are just going to go out and buy homes, because the stability of actually owning a home and having that rental, or not that rental, but you having your mortgage rates stay exactly the same, unless you want to go ahead and take my advice. Now my advice is don't ever buy a house. Don't buy a single condo. Don't do anything. Always buy a duplex, a fourplex, whatever you can by means, if your means allow you to, because then you could use the rental income of the other ones to go in and pay for the property that you are actually in. Single family homes, I think, is a horrible investment. I think majority of single condos, single family homes, and this and that, they're terrible investments, but who am I? Just letting you know what I think. So if you like the content, please go ahead and like, subscribe, comment for up to 50% commission rebate, 0% listing on selling your current home or any mortgaging assistance, especially the ones that I just named. Link in the description below. Until next video, guys, I really appreciate you watching. Peace.
I don't wanna waste a minute. Don't have any plans.